Hey everybody, it's Mr. Qualls, and I'm going to go over a couple of examples that go along with 7.2 in the 8th grade book, which is the next section that we were going to go over in class. And since I've kind of pre-taught everything that there is to do with two-step equations, now we're just into the more complicated equations themselves, which involve fractions, decimals, distributive property, and I'm just going to go over a couple of examples that are going to help you deal with the lesson or the problem set that goes along with lesson 7.2 from the 8th grade book. Now you don't need your 8th grade book with you because I'm going to post the pages 203, 204, 205, 206, and 207 with this lesson. So I'm just going to work a couple of examples, and here we go. So first example I want to look at is 7/10 n plus 3/2 equals 3/5 n plus 2. Okay? So what we're looking at here is a two-step equation that the difficulties of that two-step equation are that we have numbers on both sides of the equation, and we also have variables on both sides of the equation. Not only that, we have fractions, and we don't want to just start moving things around because 3/2, when we subtract 3/2 from both sides, make our 0 pairs and our 1s and all that. When we move our 3/2 over here, it's going to become negative, and then it's 2 minus 3/2, and the 2 needs to be made into halves before we can start working with it. That's not what we want to do. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start with my line. I'm going to start with my line down my middle, separate my sides, and then I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by the same thing so that we can remove the fractions from our equation before I start working with it. Because if I can get this thing simplified down to all integers, everything's easier from there. The integers, then I move the variables to one side of the equation and the numbers to the other side. I get it down to a two-step equation, and everybody in the room knows how to solve a two-step equation. So I need a number to multiply both sides of this by that is going to assist me and remove the 10 from the bottom, remove the 2 from the bottom of this one, and the 5 from the bottom of this one. So what I need is a common multiple of 2, 5, and 10. So obviously we're going to choose the number 10. Okay, now when I do that, this is 10 over 1. 10 times 7 is going to be 70 over 10n. This is going to be 10 times 3, which is 30, over 2 equals 30, because the 10 times 3, and then 5 over 5, n plus, this is really 2 over 1, is really 20 over 1. Now if we look at these and simplify them, what happens here is there was a 10 on the top of this and a 10 on the bottom. So really, I can get rid of those. This is going to be 7n, and then plus, well, 30 divided by 2 is 15. There was a 2 in there, 2 in there. That would have left a 5 times 3, which is 15, equals 30 divided by 5 is 6n plus 20. And now I'm going to move this group of n's over to this side, and the thing that moves terms from one side of an equation to another is a 0 pair. This is a positive 6n, so I'm going to subtract 6n from this side, and I'm also going to subtract 6n from this side. Here's my 0 pair. 7n minus 6n is n, 1n, plus 15 equals, and then I've got my 20. Now, one-step equation, I'm going to subtract 15 from each side. 0, n equals 5. Alright, here's my answer. Okay, I didn't have to make a 1 in this case, because n was already a 1, so I'm just going to go with that. Okay. My next example is 3x plus 1/4, it's 3/5 x plus 1/4 equals 7/20 x minus 4. Well, same thing here. The first thing I need on this case is a common multiple between 5, 4, and 20. That common multiple is going to be 20. So here's my line down my middle. I'm going to multiply this side by 20 and this side by 20. The 5 is going to cancel the 5 that's in here, and there's going to be a 4 left. So 4 times 3 is 12x. The 4 is going to divide the 4 here and make a 1, and that's going to leave a 5. So 20 divided by 4 is 5 equals 20 over 20 is 1, the 7 is left, x minus 20 times 4 is 80. Going to subtract 7x from both sides, make my 0 pair, my 5x plus 5 equals negative 80. This is now a two-step equation. Everyone in the room knows how to solve a two-step equation. I'm going to make my 0 pair on the left to move my 5 over here. This becomes 5x equals negative 85, because negative 80 minus 5 is negative 85. Then, I need my 1, so I'm going to divide this side by 5, make a 1. I'm just going to leave x on this side. This side also needs to be divided. Whatever I do to the left, I have to do to the right. It's negative, because negative divided by positive is always negative, and 85 divided by 5 is 17. And there's my answer. Okay? That's basically all you need to know to solve the problems in section 7.2. If you have questions or you're a little confused on something, go ahead and send me a note. I'm available not only during school hours, but any time that you're going to be online. Thanks, guys. Hope everyone is well, and be safe, do smart things, wash your hands.